Hello guys, it's Nikki, also known as Faces Trader, and you're watching the Awesome 10X Live Show. It's September 22, 2020, and indeed today is Tesla's Battery Day. That said, there's a lot of stock to discuss other than Tesla. So let's begin. Of course, last night, one of the biggest winners is Roku, ROKU. Roku traded at all-time highs, trading at $188, 188, yes, 17% up, $28. Let us explain why this deal for Peacock opens the door for HBO Max. Let's read it together. So a lot of traders were actually happy and probably investors of Roku with this news. Roku, of course, is a connected TV leader, and everyone knows that when it comes to over-the-top advertising, Roku is the biggest and the best. It was very resilient. In fact, when the industry were declining in digital ads, Roku was sharing that they were still growing 40% in a market where the industry was just in the teens. So streaming video platform is cutting a deal soon to carry HBO Max now that it has reached an agreement to add Peacock to its lineup. Roku stock surged to a record high on Monday on news of its Peacock deal. Roku and Peacock, which is from CNBC, also Comcast, CMCSA and UNBC announced Monday that Peacock app is now available on the Roku platform. It just makes Roku the aggregator of all our connected TV streaming. Let's read that together. How much will Roku get in this deal? Okay, Roku gets two primary benefits from the Peacock carriage deal. They will first share in the advertising revenue. That will be the OTT from Peacock's ad-supported service tiers. Second, the deal will give Roku a leverage in the negotiations with AT&T's Warner Media to carry its HBO Max service. So we expect this HBO Max deal to be inked prior to the holiday season, and they gave a target price for Roku of $195. So they spiked. It spiked on that account of news. Roku, of course, has ended the June quarter with 43 million user active accounts. This is up 41%. And if you notice, we have been sharing all the time in our Twitter and in our YouTube channel how much we believe in a connected TV. And actually, even the Zuora, all of the Zuora numbers have been sharing that Roku was the best when it comes to connected TV. I will try to search it again for you. I remember sharing that. Roku. I hope that I could search it still. Of course, Netflix rose in tandem with Roku. Let's see. Thing about Roku is we have been liking it ever since. Page 1 of 5, see more. Not sure if I was still able to save the Roku at all-time highs, cloud stocks rallying. Wait, I'm just trying to search for that specific chart, but I got the chart from I'm pretty sure I shared it on my Twitter though. But I shared it on my Twitter probably a few months ago. Anyway, for Roku, I'll just hold on to it. It is natural for some of you to have been trimming as you thought that Roku at $180 seems toppish, but yesterday it continued to all-time highs. Whether it goes to 200 to 250, it looks like this one has a new support here at about 160, and you also have that prior resistance of 180 as your new potential support. I wouldn't, I don't have it. I don't have a buy. I have it here at about $100, $105, 110. So the last purchase I got was 150, which I sold at 165 quickly. So I only have my cheap shares. This is an all-time high, and I believe in it as a connected TV. And also, I would say that this connected TV move is benefiting everyone. And Netflix, of course, last night is also up. With Netflix, the thing about Netflix is that you have to understand that Netflix continues to have the best library when it comes to studios and catalog. So let me read to you a few things about Netflix. So many Hollywood studios have struggled to restart production, particularly in the US in the past few weeks, given the challenges of navigating COVID pandemic, social distancing rules. But Netflix has an advantage. Over the past couple of years, Netflix has amassed a network of studio facilities overseas, where production has been easier to start. The Witcher, which is one of Netflix's biggest hits last year, began filming its second season in Hungary earlier this week, for instance. As you could see and tell, Netflix here at about 470, 460. That used to be the resistance that has turned into support. 460 still though has resistance at 550, 560. Nonetheless, that $100 spread is looking to be a tradable range for those who are traders. Netflix here is a buying area. 460 even at 487. Below 500, there are some people picking it up. It didn't go down to 420 anymore. I was thinking of buying lower on the dips at about 420, but 460 has proven resilient. You could see that these have been resistances that became support. 380 used to be a resistance, now it's support. New highs, 460 has become a support. So the next high is about 550, 560. That will become the new support after a few months go by. So those who don't want to buy high can still post at about 485, below to about 460. Nonetheless, I think that this one is on the way up. A long-term uptrend for Netflix is intact. And so that is a connected TV move. Other than that, yesterday was a great move. You could see that the CDN providers, we have seen that Fasi, of course, is the crowd favorite of everyone. So Limelight is, of course, another CDN, but Fasi is the biggest mover. 75 to 95, that is a $20 range, and so far 75 to 92. Last night, I'd say that the market continues to be higher and strong support given. You could see that Apple from 103 support has been, after a correction of about 30%, Apple here, this high, about 102, 103 was given as a support. So this is actually a gap up after the earnings front of Apple. And today, here at about 103, close high to 110, we are seeing that the correction is likely over, low downside here. So we have been just bullish and buying companies left and right. Apple 103 to 110. Microsoft last night, after buying, of course, Bethesda Studios. Let's see, Bethesda Studios and Microsoft. Microsoft bought it for $7.5 billion. I continued to buy Microsoft. In fact, 197 last night I bought. I think this goes back to 230 anytime in the next few years, or just a few months, actually, not even a few years. Let me just read you a few things about Microsoft. For Microsoft, in terms of strategy, I just keep on buying companies that I believe in. So why I bought Microsoft, $197 last night, and why I will continue to hold for the 200% move in the next 5 years. For gamers, cloud computing, Microsoft last week revealed prices for the new Xbox game console going on sale in November. That was a $300. What was interesting, though, was a new plan in which gamers can get the consoles with no money down. Instead, in a model borrowed from the cell phone industry, you can pay for your Xbox Series over the next 2 years, getting both console and access to Microsoft's online game service. So it's a razor and blade model similar to Nintendo and Sony PlayStation. It's a reminder of how much Microsoft is investing in its new service. They don't need you to pay $300 upfront. If you don't want to, you can just pay it via Netflix subscription. For between $5 and $15 a month, gamers can get access to more than 100 games Microsoft promises, including some from games giant Electronic Arts, including FIFA 20 and Titanfall 2. These prices are for people who own the hardware. People subscribing via the no money down deal gets an Xbox will pay as much as $35 a month. So, in fact, I also want to share that Microsoft's Bethesda, that is an acquisition that all the gamers love. And for those who aren't aware, Microsoft also had a hand in buying. I remember saying out loud that Microsoft was supposed to buy. There was a big gaming studio that wanted to have a sale, and Microsoft was also up for grabs there. Sometimes I get memory, goldfish memory. I forget, but I think it was, I'll remember, don't worry. I have it in my Slack. Nonetheless, let me just share that Microsoft has bought Bethesda Networks for $7.5 billion. In my view, this is a great deal. This deal drives home how strategically important Microsoft gaming is right now. And there's very huge acquisitions. So ZeniMax Media, $7.5 billion. You need to know that Microsoft is very big in cloud computing and in gaming. So Microsoft Xbox Series, and then of course they didn't get TikTok. Nonetheless, Microsoft is in everywhere, so it doesn't matter if they didn't get the TikTok deal. Of course, if you can recall, they bought Minecraft developer Mojang. That was a $26 billion 2016 deal to buy LinkedIn as well. Sorry, the Minecraft was $2.5 billion. GitHub was $7.5 billion. $1.35 billion 2020 deal to buy mobile infrastructure arm provider Affirm Networks. So Bethesda is the owner of game franchises such as Fallout, Doom, Quake, Elder Scrolls, Dishonored, and Wolfenstein, along with a handful of others. The deal means that Microsoft would add more than 2,300 employees to its payroll, and the number of game studios owned by Microsoft balloons from 8 to 23. So I remember Microsoft was also buying Niantic or uh, Punch, Niantic Punch Studios. Wait, they also have a game together. What was that? Sour Punch. Wait, I'm Punch Drunk Studios, was it? Or Sour Punch? No. Uh, I will remember. I will remember it. Niantic Punch. Ito, Niantic Labs, Punch Drunk. So, I think Punch Drunk was already bought, right? Pokemon Go creator joins Punch Drunk creators, theaters. Either way, if they haven't been bought, I think like Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo are gonna buy them either way. So as you know, Netflix has eaten a lot of studios, and that's the same for Microsoft. They bought a lot of gaming studios. This is actually a bullish thing for me because I believe that game studios are cheap. It's actually a positive thing to see a gaming studio buy to be bought $1 billion, $2 billion tells me that some of my Polish game picks, which are also great developers and studios, would be a great buying opportunity. And even if the market hasn't continuously even if the market hasn't appreciated them, I'd say that there are some great Polish games to check out. So 11-bit studios, let's take a look at some Polish games right now. 11-bit studios rallied from about 240 to 600. This is in Polish zloty. I think there's this one at about 474 although I think 11-bit will never be bought out. It is too big to be bought out. This is the second biggest blue chip in Poland, Warsaw, Poland. Of course, CD Projekt, let's take a look. There was a episode 3 live stream on CD Projekt about the game stream, gameplay, live streams. 360, I think, is a great buying opportunity for CD Projekt. After rallying 100%, 200 to 450, I'd put a buy on dips. Of course, another great thing, CD Projekt is coming out with Cyberpunk 2077, I think. Is it November 19? Let me just check. Because it was supposed to be September 22 as well. And then they moved it. Cyberpunk 2077 new release date. It is November 19. Sorry, it's November 19. So CD Projekt here about 360, I think, is a supportive area. So your previous high will become the new support here. So some Polish names. And then, of course, let's just take a look at some Polish names. Bloober Studios. So Bloober here from about 10 rallied to $50, and then I think any drops at about 36 to 30. These are buying opportunities. These are on from Poland. Creepy Jar. You take a look at it. Creepy Jar as well. Creepy Jar rallied from 40 to 280. This is times 7. I'd say that these companies deserve the outperformance, and any drop for Creepy Jar 232 all the way to 200 is a buying area. Now, of course, for those who are buying this, this is in Polish zloty, so it might reflect differently on your interactive brokers. Creepy Jar is about 1,000. Let me check, because when I check the charts in Warsaw, Poland, Creepy Jar quotes is about 1,000 PLN. So 3CJ, Stuttgart. Yeah. CRJ. So yeah, CRJ at about 1,000. I don't know why in trading view it's different, but this one I believe that 1,000 to 900, even at 800, should be bought for creepy jar. The fact that Microsoft is buying up and gobbling up great game studios tells me that these game studios will not be below $500 million anytime soon. Most of these companies, the market caps of the companies that I mentioned, are all less than $1 billion. So you could see that the upside is bigger than the downside. A few things that I want to share as well. Of course, Unity Software. Unity Software is something, an IPO that I truly like. And yesterday, after 2 days, from 77, it fell to 67. Unity is back to about $73. So rallied up. I was one of the buyers who bought here at about 66 to 68. So I view that any drops on Unity back to IPO of $52 is a great buying opportunity. So this one, even at 30% higher than IPO, it's a company that I would love to marry. There's a lot of companies that I love portfolio-wise. Yesterday was a great buying opportunity for so many names. Roku was great. Fasi was doing well. Trade Desk is, of course, doing well on the connected TV era. I find it quite expensive though, but the subscription economy, Zuora. So Zuora actually had the earnings front that was not as good as expected. That's why Zuora went from about 18 to as high as 18 to as low as 9. Now, after that quick drop, I'd say that this $9 is actually already a support. And so at $10 yesterday, that was a buying signal. That is the same price of May, April. I'd say that the resistance will be around $11 to $12. So despite that, despite the 50% drop, I think it didn't deserve a $9, maybe at $12. So 11 to 12. We are seeing that the market is making also mean reversions when after an earnings company. After earnings, and then it fell. Of course, this was a tandem, Zuora, PagerDuty, and CrowdStrike. Let's take a look at all these charts. PagerDuty also had a bad number. It fell 30%, but I felt that about $23, similar to May, that was already support. So at 23.24, you saw a supportive area there. It could have a resistance here at about 28.60. So for those who got in at about 23.24, this is selling area at about 28 and as much as 31. So you buy here and then you sell here. Now for CrowdStrike, it wasn't as bad earnings. So when CrowdStrike fell from about 147 all the way to 118, some people bought it, and then now it's about 138. I'd say that people on CrowdStrike, that was a shallow, very shallow move, shallow retracement after earnings. You could see that after earnings from 150, it quickly fell down to 120. That was a $30 or 20% move to the downside. And some people, in fairness, sold here at about 135. And some people might still be selling at 138 or even at 148. Nonetheless, you could see that we can't buy so low. Some people who might try to attempt 104 and below aren't getting it. We are seeing support already at 118. So if the market will be choppy in the next few months, I'd say that these are winners and outperformers that will continually get a lot of buying action. Although there will be some selling pressure at 148 and 160, I'd say that higher lows at 127, $120 are already in the move for CrowdStrike. So as you could see, after earnings front of some disappointments, people are willing to buy PagerDuty, CrowdStrike, and Zuora. It tells you that the market is quite bullish. Now, given earnings calls, you can see, I'll tell you what. Actually, Facebook during the earnings front went from about 230 to as high as $300. So 230 to 300 was more than a 30% move. So this is just a retest back to that $240, 240 to 230. Take note of that. This is a gap up, and Facebook today at about 248 looks to be a buy. It is a compelling buy for me. So whether you didn't buy at about 248 below, you want to buy this at 248. If you bought at 268 or even at higher levels, it's fine. I do think that Facebook will go back up to about $300 in the next few years. Of course, Shopify is already rallied up. After the secondary share sale, we said at about 880, all the way to 800 was a great buying opportunity. True enough, it rallied already to 934 last night after hours. And although it can rally higher to about $1,000, do note that I believe that the market is choppy. So my choppy thinking is that this is already the support, of course, 850, and then it goes to $1,000, 1,060, where you get a resistance there. So it's buy here, sell there, and then you want to hold even if you're selling at about 1,060, so that if it breaks out to all-time highs, just like Roku did, you can see it hit 1,213 and then all the way to about new 100% moves. So that's really my game plan in the markets. We also saw Spotify already climbed up. So as we know, as you know, we did say that we were buying at 240 and we bought also at 225. It fell even at 220. Not a problem. Spotify right now closes at 239. I think it goes to about 270, 269. So from a selling perspective, my selling on Spotify is somewhere here about 279 to 260. But I will continue to hold it long term because I do believe that this one goes all the way uptrend, making an all-time high move, break 300, and will go to about 400, 500 next few months, next few years. So there's a lot of companies that I have been buying. ChargePoint, I got it at about 13.30 last night. As you could see, that I wasn't afraid if it even went to about $12. From $10 to $14, Switchback Energy is the ChargePoint. So I am bullish on all these electric charging stations. So electric vehicles need a charge point, and SBE is a good company for that. To be honest, every drops in the solar companies, I have been a buyer. So for solar, I think that there was a breakout here at 55. There was a breakout here at 63. You could see after earnings, it rallied to as high as 80. This drop at about 62 because of a share sale by Lucas Walton is to me a buying opportunity. For those who don't have Facebook or for solar, these are outright buys. First Solar here at 62, Facebook at 248. These are some great 50, 30% rewards, even if you're just trading. Netflix, of course, at about 485 below is also a great buying opportunity. Now, NVIDIA, we mentioned that we like the news that NVIDIA was a buyer of ARM Holdings. And so far, we are seeing that NVIDIA here at the support of about $470 has indeed rallied already to as much as 500. For those who have NVIDIA, this only confirms that NVIDIA is not going $400. After $400, it reaches as high as 600, a 50% run up fast, nearing 600. And so that was just a healthy pullback. And then, of course, I think this one goes back to about 600 sometime in the next few months. Now, NVIDIA, I like it. Of course, in semiconductors, you also know that I like Qualcomm. Qualcomm was a buy here at 101. It rallied fast to $120 after earnings. This drop at about 109, 110 is a buying opportunity. If you don't have Qualcomm yet, these are great buys. 110, 111, 112 doesn't matter. $2 doesn't matter if you're here for 100% to 205% move. Now, so you could see that in the Nasdaq 100, I am a buyer. I believe that Nasdaq, after a breakout from, as you could see, I think that 10,000 rallied to 12,000 quite quickly. And so this pullback is actually a healthy move. So 10,000, 11,000, all the way to 10,000, I am not afraid to buy all the way down to 10% lower. So let's say I bought 71 Unity or even at 67. Should it go down to $60? I treat it more as an opportunity to buy and buy and buy. So Nasdaq at about 11,000 all the way to 10,000 or even 9.5, I will view it all the way till the next December to be all buying opportunities rather than selling. Take note though that for some companies, like given that Netflix will rally in a range from 460 to 560, I would say that those are selling areas at about 550, 560. So I think that what you'll see in Nasdaq is a choppy area. So from 10,000 to 12,000, that is a 20% index move. But I think that you'll get 100% or 50% depending on the companies that you hold. So for instance, let me just remind you some solar companies that we like. CSIQ all buys here at about 28, 29. Any dips here are a buying opportunity. I think that it goes back to about 34 in the next few months. Of course, Zoom video, of course, is so great. I'm happy that I bought it about 350, 360. Yesterday, it rallied to about 468. Will this go all-time high? Right now, I'm just holding because it's a small position on my end. I thought about selling at about 430, and then I am happy that I didn't sell. It could be a potential double top here at 470. I am not blind, but I'll probably just hold on to it. If it falls near 400, I guess there are so many buyers willing to buy some more Zoom video on addition. Zoom video said that they want to add more message-related services. In fact, people are assuming that Zoom video might actually pose a threat to Slack. I'll read to you that news on Zoom video. Okay, Zoom video. Why is Zoom video rising today? Is Zoom video stock? So let's read. I read that Zoom video. I can't remember which article I read because I read a lot. And then Zoom video was saying that they might have a messaging collaboration platform too. So shares of video, Zoom video rose. News that European could have more restrictions. That means that more people need to do Zoom video conferencing. Zoom's stock rose because stay-at-home benefits, past 6 months as schools, companies, la la la. So it's just the same stay-at-home experience. Same for Netflix, same for Zoom video. So it's just same old, same old. Nonetheless, I think a Zoom video at $100 billion valuation, about $500, needs to do something more than just conferencing, if you ask me. Okay, so let me see some comments. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Comments. So let's see. Any thoughts on Tesla Battery Day? So I think like Tesla Battery Day has always been people were buying a Tesla before the Battery Day. So so it's already what, $440. I think like some people are already expecting that you can actually watch so many Tesla related channels. Hyperchange TV is one of the best Tesla channels to watch. They discuss about like Tesla lithium metal. And so I think like all the lithium miners have gone up and rallied, and all the electric vehicles rallied all the way already. Like 1211 rallied from 88 to 109. So the market has already rallied, and whether it continues to sustain that is already a question. Some people, I'd say that 440, whether it goes 400 or 500 doesn't matter, because I think that Tesla at about 350 below will always be bought up. Can we add up on Google? Yes, I think for 1430 Google is a great buying opportunity. Even if it goes to $1,400, I think that is a buying area. And then you sell it about $1,750 if you're just a trader, or $1,600. But if long term, I think that it goes $3,000 for all reasons mentioned: digital healthcare, digital advertising, reopening theme for Google, and so forth. GameStop got news about Ryan Cohen increasing his stake to nearly 10%. Any thoughts about it, Miss Nikki? You're talking about the Chewy CEO. We said that GME was a buy at about $6 to $7, but about $9 to $10, we felt that it was about pricey, console upgrade. So we sold at about $9 already. GME is now $8.50. If GME goes back below $7.50, I will be a buyer. So $7.50 below, near $6, I'm a buyer of GME. But 9 above, I'm a seller. I bought FDS last night. Is it good for long term? What is FDS? Sorry, I haven't studied FDS. Oh, I forgot to mention, there is a great company, CleanSpark. CleanSpark was up yesterday. I forgot to mention it in the news. Wait up, let me check your question. FDS, Facts Said Research Systems. I'm sorry, I didn't study this, so I can't answer companies that I don't have ideas with. CLSK, Clean Secular Trend. Of course, CleanSpark is a beneficiary because of there was news that CleanSpark was working with Tesla for microgrid batteries. So it was up 28%, 10 close to about $15 all-time high. Let me read to you the news on CleanSpark. CleanSpark is a company that some of our Awesome TEDx members have been giving me to study. Some of them have it as low as $5, so 300% move already. Good job. I think a lot of clean tech has been rallying. Of course, just environment, new renewable energy, all in tandem with Tesla's Battery Day. CleanSpark commissioned software, a new microgrid featuring Tesla batteries. Let's read this together. The company CleanSpark is a diversified software and services company. They announced the commission of its software on the new solar plus storage microgrid project in Central America. CleanSpark is partnered with an energy developer to deploy this unique solution for Micro Technologies, a major international assembly and manufacturing company. This microgrid is for their new factory located in San Jose, Alajuela province of Costa Rica. The local clean energy developer focused on distributed power generation, storage, and management. They have installed some of the first microgrids in Latin America. This collaborative project between two companies will incorporate grid-tied solar and energy storage systems primarily to offset utility energy costs. Secondary function of the system is to provide backup power during the utility outages from construction to commissioning of the complex as when the facility is fully operational. CleanSpark is providing its patented mPulse controls with market-based forecasting and operation. They have also procured and incorporate Tesla PowerPack 2 battery storage systems, which will provide 558 kilowatt hours per 1,115 kilowatt hour storage. Additionally, the solar installation includes 480 kilowatt AC, 531 kilowatt DC of PV photovoltaic solar panels. This represents the second microgrid located in Costa Rica, paired with a Tesla energy storage solution. So Microtech is a components and systems manufacturer for Fortune 500 companies, representing a multitude of industries, including robotics, automotive, aerospace, telecoms. CleanSpark Impulse controller provides Microtech with a means of reducing utility operating costs. This is accomplished by storing, shifting solar production through operation of Tesla power packs, ensuring consistent operation and resiliency. In the event of a power disruption from the grid, energy storage system will be utilized to provide backup electricity to the manufacturing facility, helping significantly reduce the financial impact associated with power outages during the manufacturing process of these sensitive products and equipment. So you can read more about CleanSpark, CLSK. Good move, all-time high. I'd say that everyone who doesn't have CleanSpark, it is a $220 million company. Can it times 5-year money? It has already gone from about $2 to $15 so far, times 7-year money. It could go $20. I'd say that any drops about $12 is now a buying area for CleanSpark. So congratulations to those who have CleanSpark. Put this on your watch list in the next 3 months. If the market drops, these are the companies that will provide outperformance for you. Study CleanSpark as a company in your 10X list. Okay, you can check more news. Check the February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, all about CleanSpark. Understand why CleanSpark is a 700% mover in the last, actually it's a 12x move depending on how low you got for the last just 6 months. So amazing, right? 12x move in the last 6 months, CleanSpark. Okay, let me just check your questions. Questions. Okay, I bought FDS, so I don't know that, so I can't answer that. So have you looked into green power? Sorry, yesterday I studied a company. I studied Desktop Metal last night. I like Desktop Metal. I was being asked so many things last night, yesterday, so I had to prioritize. I haven't studied green power. Sorry, green power motors. I think an electric vehicle. Still not studied. Sorry, so no comments. Is T2 at 10x a good buy at today's price? I'm a buyer of all these Grand Theft Autos. I think though at $150 take two, it is already an expensive company, so it's not a 10x. But you can probably make a 100% move if you're willing to wait for the next 3 years. So Take-Two is not a 10x. I think if you are looking for like game studios that have a 10x potential, try to study Polish game developers. So some Polish games that we've studied is Bluebird, Creepy Jar, 11-Bit Studios, CD Projekt. It's not a 10x at this point, but I think it's going to be a great company as well. So for Electronic Arts, Take-Two and Activision, I like them, but they are not 10x at this point. Are solar sectors like First Solar and CSIQ good buys today? Thank you. I'm a loyal listener. Thank you. Awesome 10x is the best. Thank you. I think First Solar, if you really study it, First Solar and Canadian Solar are on the cusp of long-term uptrends. I'm going to give my bias, and I think they're 10x even at this current level. So CleanSpark is a microgrid company. It has been doing well, associated with Tesla Battery Day. Please share your thoughts if you do a due diligence. CleanSpark, I haven't done due diligence. With ChargePoint, I did though. Thanks, Ali, for giving that ChargePoint. I think ChargePoint is a 10x move. So I bought it at about 13.30. Even at 14, I'll be willing. Even if it goes 12 or 10, I don't really care. I have it and I'll buy it. As for CleanSpark, I'll study this more in depth. Even if it's already at 14, let's try to assume that if it drops at 12 or 10, is it a $100 name? That is the question. So CleanSpark is something that I will put more understanding with. So some of us got it early. And it was a member who actually told me to study CleanSpark. So I'll put more into studies onto it. So CSIQ, I think the US market will bounce and rise for the whole week unless magka-follow up ng bad news siguro. I do believe that the market, even at 11,000 Nasdaq or 12 or 10,000, I don't really care. As you noticed, Apple already rallied from 103 to 110. That is a $7 move already. Unity 67 to 73. These are companies that I really believe in. Facebook 230, even at 248, even if it goes to $240, I couldn't care anymore. That is a buy for me. Google at about 1,430, even if it goes to 1,380, that's a good thing for me. Is Disney a good buy for long term? I will say that Disney is flunking. In fact, I have a sell recommendation on Disney at $130. In the next 3 months, in the next 6 months, if Disney goes 130 to 135, I think that Disney is really having a hard time in this connected TV world. They made the $30 Mulan that flopped. And Mulan was also a political chaos. So unless Disney really churns out some great, I think like the $30 Disney Mulan experiment flunked. So for instance, Disney spent about $200 million budget on Mulan, and people were just pirating and doing piracy, not paying $30 to watch that show. So Disney still needs to improve. I think in the streaming world, they have a lot to learn from Netflix, and so I don't think that Disney is a good buy at $130. Nonetheless, for the long term, I tried to buy Disney at $115 to $120 with the attention thinking that in the next 10 years, they will fix their problems of course, the theme park, I believe, will be a growth story for the next 5 years, and it will reopen in the next year. So, notwithstanding those themes, in the next 3 months, I think Disney 130, 135 is your short-term top. But in the short term, I would say that Disney at 115, 110 are also buys. So I would range trade Disney in the next 3 months. Do you have a PowerPoint for Workhorse? Out of DPHC, Workhorse, and SPAC, which one are you most bullish on? Out of these three, I've only studied Workhorse. But even Workhorse at $30 doesn't. I really can't believe it if it will continue higher. So Lordstown Motors and SPAQ is Fisker, right? So I wasn't able to study these electric companies. With these three, Workhorse only for me. Workhorse and FUV. RC Moto, I believe in it. RC Moto Deliverator, I studied that name. I think like RC Moto at about $5 can potentially be a $50 company someday when the production ramps up. I'll study more on Workhorse. But I have a hard time buying Workhorse at $30 now. So 2 to 30, I think they need to have a secondary offering at some point. And Workhorse would be having a secondary if UPS will order some trucks from them. So I think that's how you should interpret it. I need more attention and more study for Workhorse at current levels. Is Desktop Metal at 10x? So additive manufacturing is, I believe, a big thing. Desktop Metal will be in TRNE. Trine Acquisition is going to be DM. They are saying that they have a $150 billion market opportunity in the next 10 years. And currently, Desktop Metal is a $2.5 billion to $3 billion market cap. I'm willing to be wrong, but for me, Desktop Metal is a buy. So usually for companies like these moonshot categories, additive manufacturing is promising 100 times faster speed And the company Desktop Metal is already believed in by companies like BMW, Ford, Adidas, Google Ventures, Koch Disrupt Technologies, James Strobel, which is also the chief technical officer of Tesla, had already invested in Trine Acquisition. He's also a board of director, I think, in Trine Acquisition. Trine Acquisition, aka Desktop Metal. So Rick Fulop, I kind of believe in Rick Fulop. So for those who want to invest in a disruptor, I think Desktop Metal is something up your alley. Desktop Metal is a company that I have bought. $11.50. Yesterday at $11.50. Even if it goes to $10, this is also a company endorsed by Chamath Palihapitiya. So this is a SPAC that I think is worth your attention. So TRNE is a company that I am okay with it. I'm okay with it. I have it. I bought it just last night. Is Qualcomm better than AMD? At current level, if you're gonna ask me, Qualcomm at 110 versus AMD at 78, I'll go for Qualcomm. I'm not bearish on AMD, by the way, but I just think that Qualcomm at 110 has a 10x future. Notwithstanding, AMD is also a 10x company, but I think I just see more value on Qualcomm if at current level. Is PayPal a good buy now? PayPal at $180 is indeed a good buy. So when it was falling 180, 175, I was saying that PayPal was a buy. So I think it's 184 right now. So if you haven't bought PayPal at $180, 184, it's just $4 higher. It can still be bought. ChargePoint is holding a press release today that should confirm the SBE rumor moves. Sharing my thoughts because awesomers should be aware. Thank you. We're thankful. ChargePoint is indeed an awesome 10x company. I think that's a $100 company. So at 10, 12, 14, it is a buy. ChargePoint is a sige, I'll share some of my slides for ChargePoint. Given that you guys share your awesome 10x companies with me, let me share some awesome 10x picks about more info about ChargePoint. So what I like about ChargePoint is how they've partnered with all the great companies already. So like Walmart, Target. So what I like about it is that ChargePoint is the essential EV companion. So I do believe that with millions of electric vehicles, ChargePoint is a beneficiary of the Tesla Battery Day. For those people who are asking me, Nikki, what would benefit on the Tesla Battery Day? I think the ChargePoint is going to rally and keep on rallying with more and more Tesla batteries. And of course, Tesla batteries is just it is in addition for all the vehicles. Of course, you have the home flex charger. Let me see. So I like Unity, democratizing gaming and storytelling. You've seen my Lemonade free class pick, data and analytics, and for insurance. So ChargePoint is the essential EV companion. I'll show you a few slides, not all my slides, but I'll show you a few things about it. Of course, you can read up on the company yourself. If you're going to debate that the future is electric, then you just, you're not paying attention. The future is electric, and it's not even the future, it's now. That should underline all the bullishness for this. So ChargePoint was founded in 2007. You could see it. They were actually ahead of Tesla even before Tesla was created. So can you imagine that in June 2000 and in 2007, the company already was making a lot of electric charging stations. Right now they have, as of December 2020, they think that they will have 165,000 charging stations, and they want to grow that to about 2.5 million or 25 times the current, because currently we have 100,000 charging stations. They're going to grow it to about 25x in the next 5 years. So I like that company. They have the charging stations. They make money. Of course, you can charge your Tesla Model 3s. The extensive supercharger network of Tesla will not be enough. ChargePoint is an essential complement to Teslas. So the electric vehicle market, of course, you have to understand that the solar roof You have the Home Flex charger as well. I like the Home Flex charger. This one is the charge point. Get the convenience of charging it at home, and it is for me it is 9 times better than your existing Powerwall outlet. So charge point is the fueling network of the future. You've got these customers, BMW. It has so many partners. So BMW, Cadillac, Chevrolet, Daimler, Mercedes-Benz, Toyota, Volkswagen, employers. So all the Google employees have charge point stations in their parking lots. And I believe that all of these are going to be just bigger and better as time goes by. So the government, of course, has also been helping out. U.S. Department of Treasury, Department of Transportation, U.S. General Services, Utilities, Regional National Parks. If you want to watch for more Tesla Battery Day, actually this one is very good by Hyperchange TV. Galileo is Tesla's new battery cell. He released that a few weeks ago. And I will study even Lucid Motors. Lucid passes Tesla with the best EV charging rate. So I am a bull. I am a bull when it comes to electric vehicles. There was a question a while ago that what I think about Xiaopeng Motors. I think Xiaopeng Motors XPEV is kind of similar to Desktop Metal. It's too new. Nobody believes in it. We believe in it, but it doesn't mean that we are right. So we have to be aware that it takes a while for the market to believe in us. So just like ChargePoint, I don't know if the market believes in us, that it's a 10x company. Nonetheless, I'm happy to say that our batting ratio on 10x companies are pretty high. So that's it. I've shared a lot. I hope that you share your own 10x companies with us. And see you again tomorrow. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Have an awesome 10x day.